How's everybody doing? All right. So, we have a couple of things before we get the steak going here. We have a couple of different instruments we're going to be using. We have our measuring cup right here. Excuse me. We have our measuring cup. It's going to help us with liquid measure and with some of the other grains that we're going to be looking at today. We have our food scale, which will measure how much our food weighs. Some foods, the serving size is by weight. We have our tablespoon here. We're going to be looking at peanut butter and servings of peanut butter measured in tablespoons. And this is going to be our bowl that we're going to use, and this is going to be our plate that we're going to use. So first food we're going to look at is our steak. Get a nice good look at it right now. It's actually one of the healthier cuts of steak. As we learned in class, one serving of proteins, this is the protein group, is 3 ounces, and you're supposed to get about 2 servings per day from this. Now this steak right here is going to feed me, my wife, and my daughter today. So that's 3 of us. But believe it or not, this entire steak is 21 ounces, so it's supposed to feed 7. So all of us are basically eating 2 servings of protein right there. So that's all that we need for the whole day. Now, there's been times where I've eaten probably this much steak by myself. So, as you can see, when it comes to proteins, you got to be really careful about what you eat. Because if you eat this entire steak, it's actually going to be over 1,300 calories. So that's our first meal. That's our first food that we're going to be looking at. And all the foods that we're talking about today, you're going to be looking at the Google form and answering questions that will be on the Google form about each of these particular foods. Our second food we're going to look at is pasta. Barilla pasta. Bow ties. Now, on the serving, it says 1 serving is 200 calories and 1 serving is 2 ounces. So we're actually have to get our food scale. So now it's 0.42. So that means I actually have to put in I have to put it in pasta till it becomes 2.42. So I'm going to keep putting in pasta. That gets me to 1.69. Now I'm at 2.19. 2.47, so I got to take a couple out here. 2.43. So this is about the size of a serving of pasta right here. So I'm going to pour this on the plate and give you an idea of what it looks like. That's about 1 serving of pasta right there. And this is the grains group. And if you, like I said, one serving of this pasta is 200 calories. If you had this entire box, there's 8 servings in here. So you would have to multiply 8 times 200. So this entire box has 1,600 calories. So we're going to move on to our next food. Just put this down. Oh, drop it up here. Sorry about that. Okay, our next food is going to be brown rice. So a similar food, another grain group. And again, we're looking to get 5 to 7 servings of grains per day. Now this one, if you look at the box, if you look at this package, the package says 1 serving is a 1/4 cup. So I'm going to use this measuring cup to measure. And if you had this entire bag, there are 20 servings in here. And each serving is 160 calories. So that's 3,200 calories for the entire bag. And I'm going to show you what 1 serving comes to. Actually too much. Okay, so I'm going to pour this onto the plate now. And that right there is 1 serving of rice. And again, 1 serving is 160 calories. The entire bag had 20 servings, so the entire bag would be 3,200 calories. That's our third food. Now we're going to move on to our fourth food, which is Cheerios. Another greens group, and another food that I think a lot of us eat a lot of. Again, we're going to use our measuring cup because one serving is 1.5 cups. So I'm just going to keep pouring until I get 1.5 cups here. Poured too much there. Oh, that's pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to put this in a bowl to give you an idea. That's about what one serving of Cheerios looks like. And this entire box right here has 6 servings. So if you were to eat the entire box of Cheerios, it would be 840 calories. And again, we're supposed to get 5 to 7 servings of greens per day. Our next one is going to be orange juice, something a lot of you probably drink in the morning. Okay, so you might think that this would be one serving. I actually think there's going to be more than one serving if I pour it. And I'm correct. There's still some left, just a little bit, but one serving of orange juice comes out to be about this size. 8 ounces. And one serving of orange juice has 110 calories, just about the same as a soda. So I'm not saying that orange juice is not as healthy as, I'm not saying that soda is healthier than orange juice. All I'm saying is that they have about the same amount of calories. Granted, the orange juice has a good amount of vitamins and minerals, but the orange juice has a lot of sugar and a lot of calories. Our next one is going to be Cheez-Its. Now, these are a favorite in my household right here. Now this one, it tells you exactly how much one serving is. 27 crackers. So we'll do the boring thing and we'll count the crackers together. So right there is one serving of Cheez-Its. And one serving of Cheez-Its has 140 calories, and 140 calories for one serving, and the entire box, there are 11 servings, so 140 times 11 is 1,540 calories for this entire box. And Cheez-Its, I would say, fall into the junk food category. We'd say probably 2 or less per day when it comes to that. And the orange juice actually was fruits and vegetables, but as you know, a whole orange is probably healthier than having orange juice. The next food we're going to move into is peanut butter, which actually falls into that healthy oils and fats category. So here's our Skippy peanut butter. It says one serving is 2 tablespoons, so I will get my handy tablespoon mark. All right. So there's peanut butter. That's one serving. That's about how much. I usually have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day, and that's about as much peanut butter as I usually get. So that's one serving on the healthy fats and oils. This one serving is 190 calories. If you eat this entire jar of peanut butter, which I would not advise doing, it actually comes out to 2,660 calories. So one thing about the healthy oils and fats group is they do give you those unsaturated fats, but one of the things that's not so good about them is they pack a lot of calories, because as you know, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, and 1 gram of protein and carbohydrates are only 4 calories. Next one we're going to do, I don't actually have to take anything out of a container. This is something I usually have with my family every Monday. It's tortellini, and tortellini is basically a pasta stuffed with cheese, and in this case prosciutto. Prosciutto is a type of ham, and this would actually be a grain and a dairy at once because it's mostly grains and cheese in there. So this entire bag is either going to feed 1 or 2 people, and they go 2.5 servings per container. Now, one serving is 300 calories, but this entire container, because it's 2.5 servings, actually comes out to be 750 calories. So just something to check out, and that happens a lot of times with the 20-ounce sodas. They make it 2.5 servings when most people are drinking, mostly it's only 1 serving and you're drinking it. But just keep in mind that sometimes they multiply things on you and they trick you a little bit, and that's definitely the case with the tortellini. We're going to do one more food. It's going to be a quick one. Fruits and vegetables. This bag of baby arugula. I'll bet you can't guess how many calories are in this entire bag. And believe it or not, one serving of baby arugula is actually the entire bag. And the answer to this question is, there's 35 calories in this entire bag. So you could I'm not going to take this out right now because I need this for later on in the week, but if you put this on a plate, it would probably fill the entire plate quite easily and be 35 calories. So I just wanted to show you those 8 different foods. There'll be a Google form that that will have you answer some of the questions based on this video. I hope you learned something about serving size, and I hope you share this with your parents.